Ratsénhaienhs Mike Delisle here. Thank you for allowing me to take this time and come into your home to update on a few critical items in terms of what's going on at the Mohawk Council of Kahnawake in and around our community. I think what's on a lot of people's minds in the past few weeks, if not months, is what's called Bill 96, a proposal to amend. It's really omnibus. There's a lot of things in it, but more specifically to change the criteria in terms of post-secondary and CEGEP students having to take an additional 3 core courses in the French language. We've seen recently and received letters, handwritten and signed letters from a concerned community member at last week's community engagement at the Moose. We've been monitoring and trying to ensure that our voice is heard through the Quebec government. Coincidentally, last Monday, we just finally agreed to at Council the framework agreement for negotiation, as well as the memorandum of understanding and mutual respect going all the way back to 1999 that didn't get done in the last term. And now finally, in the past 3.5 years, lack of engagement hopefully will change. So that being said, moving forward with this relationship is at a critical juncture, obviously. Their side needs to pass these things through cabinet. But at the same point in time, we're trying to extend our hand and olive branch in one side of the coin, and on the other side, we're challenging, obviously, this Bill 96 issue. So we're hopeful, and I've spoken to Jeff Kelly, the former Minister of Indian Affairs on behalf of the Liberal government, who's now the provincial negotiator for Quebec with Kahnawake, who has a lot of stake, I'll say, in the issues surrounding Bill 96. At home and at work, I don't mind saying. I'm going to be speaking to Minister Yann Lafreniere in the coming days, hours, if you will, when we can coordinate our schedules to share with him the concerns of our people and many people, not only Kahnawake, that this is an imposition that shouldn't happen to our students, to our young people and or older people who are going to continue their education in post-secondary. It's a serious concern, so we understand that. So I kind of covered off the relationship documents that we've been working on for, like I said, the better part of 3.5 years, finally coming to an agreement at Council that the wording is, I'll say, sufficient, and we're going to move forward with negotiation. And this is one of the major pieces right at the forefront before they go into election mode, which will be being called in, I would say, September. And they have about 90 days, I believe, or 60 days maybe to actually hold the election. So in any case, it's coming very quickly. We know how fast time flies, especially in the last 2 years plus under current circumstances. So we're hopeful. We're eyes wide open going into the negotiation with Quebec. And again, Bill 96 is of the utmost importance and is at the top of the list in terms of what needs to be addressed by Council. The next item I'll share is another political problem and headache that we've encountered again for the past 2 years or so. The Ontario government has now imposed, as of April 4th, their regulation in a conduct and manage model of the criminal code that does not allow, I'll say, Indigenous populations, but anyone really, to accept bets online in single sports betting in the province of Ontario unless you're licensed by them. We obviously oppose that and continue to try and engage for, again, the past 8 months or so with no success, including involvement from the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Canada, David Lametti, who is actually from Montreal, but I'll say honestly has not been very helpful to this point. Because the bill that was a private member's bill 2 years ago turned into a government-supported bill and passed into law last year. So now it's being implemented through the province of Ontario and has major impact in terms of our Mohawk online business and the jurisdiction through the Kahnawake Gaming Commission, of who licenses not only Mohawk Online, but up to 30 other international licensees and operators of online gaming. So we continue to struggle with that, but continue to push. We just came off an interesting meeting this morning to discuss this, and the strategies continue to be built, including the possibility of legal challenges. And we have in tow several other one Mohawk community and 4 other Indigenous territories in the province of Ontario who have signed letters of mutual cooperation with us to, I'll say, join the fight. They're not happy with Ontario and or Canada as well. So more to come in terms of that. Lastly, I'll share with you some of the more positive momentum that we've seen recently on Seigneury and specific claims. Minister Mark Miller has taken a keen interest, I think through the relationship that he's built over the years with Grand Chief KahnawakeTV Mike Delisle, and is hoping to assure us in the coming days, weeks again, of our ask to appoint a special ministerial representative. We've been struggling with wording on the protocol document between us and Canada on the Seigneury negotiations. There have been no negotiations for the better part of 6+ years at this point, and we need to get back to the table, obviously. There's other areas of concern, but because we've met with him twice and he's given us assurances in writing that it's under serious consideration, we've given him names of potentials to move the Seigneury protocol through cabinet, as well as the memorandum concerning Kahnawake-Canada relations, which I'm also a part of in external government relations. So there is some positive momentum there. There's going to be some exciting news in terms of, I'll call it, occupation of some historic Seigneury territory within the Seigneury proper, outside of the boundaries of recognized Kahnawake, if I could put it that way, in the coming weeks and months again. So now that spring has sprung and the weather's getting better, there is some hope on the horizon on several of those topics. So again, I hope to continue to update you on some of these very serious and important topics. And again, thank you for inviting me into your home. And in the immortal words of those of us old enough to remember Hill Street Blues, as the pandemic is still out there, stay safe, everyone. So, Nyawa Goa, thank you very much. Onagiwahi.